Zechariah sings, holding his son. He praises God for keeping all the promises, and then he looks down and he speaks about his boy. And this is what he says. And you, my child, will be called a prophet of the Most High, for you will go on before the Lord to prepare the way for him, to give his people the knowledge of salvation through the forgiveness of their sins, because of the tender mercy of our God, by which the rising sun will come for us from heaven, to shine on those living in darkness and in the shadow of death, to guide our feet in the path of holiness. And so he looks at John and he says, you are going to connect us to Jesus, and that salvation is by the forgiveness of sins. He's really clear here. It is not based on what we do. Our salvation is by being forgiven what we've done. And he's blown away. And that's the last time we hear from Zechariah. Church tradition says he died not long after. He was already an old man. And in just a couple verses, Luke is going to go back and talk about Jesus' birth. But first, he sticks with John for just a minute and says, this is what John's going to end up doing. And he says, and the child grew and became strong in spirit, and he lived in the desert until he appeared publicly to Israel. And he's setting it up that John, he's going to come back. We're going to hear about him later. And his entire job is going to be to point people so they're ready for Jesus, so that we know that our salvation comes through the forgiveness of sins.